Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know some people might come for me, but I am ready to answer your questions and I am ready for anything that come to me right now. I'm speaking from experience because I have lived in 2 different countries now. Some may say I may not be long enough in Canada to speak, but I believe I have the experience to speak what I'm going to say. Okay? All right. This is what I'm going to say. And this video is for the people that already are established in their country, wherever they are. The lawyers, the teachers, the accountants, the ones that is already established, the ones that is already getting a salary when the month come, the ones that already have an established business, the ones that is able to pay the bills when the month come and still be living comfortable. Do not leave your country. Do not come to Canada. Do not go to England. Do not go to America. Do not go to Australia. Stay in your country. Because I'll tell you one thing. It's when you leave your country as an established person and you come to these countries, if you don't get the job upon entry as to suit what you are doing in the country that you're coming from, you have to take a step down. Sometimes it's a huge step down. That means that the standard of life that you were living in your country, when you come here, or whichever foreign country you go to, you will no longer have that standard of life. The way you will be spoken to, the way how people will treat you, you'll have to integrate yourself into different cultures. And I'm telling you, it's not an easy journey. It is not an easy journey. People see people leaving their countries and going abroad, and some people are coming and saying things that may not be what it is really is. Okay, let me go outside because I think the noise. Yeah, it is not always a bed of roses. It is not always what people showing on social media, or it is not always what people coming back home sometimes and showing. You understand? Some people leave the comfort of their home wherever they come from, and some of them have to come into a foreign country and share. And when I say share, I mean sharing toilet and bathroom and kitchen. Some of them leave their house, their whole house, and come in a foreign country and live in a one room, one bedroom, where you share toilet and bath and kitchen with another family or with others, many others who you're not related to. Perfect strangers, complete people who you don't know. These are the sacrifices when you leave your country and you go in a foreign country. These are some of the sacrifices that you meet. So I would ask this question: are you ready to make these sacrifices? Are you ready for these challenges in life? Are you ready to leave your country and take a step down in life and start over? If you're not happy and if you're not willing to do that, do not leave your country. Stay where you are. You are better off where you are. You may think that being in a foreign country is the better thing to do, but from my own experience, it have its good and it have its bad. It have its ups and it have its downs. Me personally, before I left Trinidad and Tobago back in 1999 and went to England, if I was a nurse then in my country, I would not have left Trinidad and Tobago. And I say that to say, when you leave Trinidad and Tobago, or when you leave that country and you go to a foreign country as a nurse, it does not mean because you go there as a nurse, the salary that you would get would give you upon arrival and straight away the amenities to live a comfortable life. Sometimes you have to go back down to basic and build yourself from there. So if you're willing to do that, leave. If you're not willing to do that, stay where you are and bill. Because the same money that you're leaving in your country to go to a foreign country and make, remember, when you go to that country, a dollar is a dollar. Food prices is high. Housing prices is high. Plus the other bills that you have to pay. Some of the bills that you have to pay in a foreign country, you don't have to pay that in your own country. It's a lot less. So when you take all these things into consideration, always ask yourself, why do I want to make this move? What is my aim of me making this move? Is it the right move to make? Always ask yourself these questions before you decide to ups yourself and move. Do not make mistakes that you're going to be regretting longer down the line. It is not an easy journey. It is not an easy journey to take. And if you're a young person, then all well and good, make the move. But if you're in your 50s and above, think about what you're doing. Think about what you're doing, because I tell you another thing in these places. If you're living in a foreign country and you have a property and anything happened to you and you have to go into a home, if your children is not clever enough, the government is going to take that house. They're going to sell it. Listen to what I'm saying carefully. Do not misinterpret what I'm saying. The government is going to take your property and they're going to sell it and put you in a home. When social services step in, you have got no more say. Yeah? Once social services steps in and they do an assessment and they decide that you're no longer safe in your home that you have worked and buy, social services is going to decide what happens to you. Not even your children will not be able to say, no, my mom is going to stay in this home. No. Social services takes over. And if you don't have a plan, that house is going to be sold for your keeps. Your children ends up with nothing. Unless something happened to you and they happen to sell the house before. But if they sell that house and that money pays for your keeps over the years that you've been in that home, whatever left of that is what your children will get. So think wise. Be wise and know what you're doing. Don't just ups in your 50s and 60s and decide, say, I'm going to go to a foreign country. Know your why. Know the reason why you're going to be doing that. Know the reason why. Investing into properties is another thing in a foreign country. Even if you have a house in the country that you're living in, let's say you come to Canada now and you buy a house, let that be the sole property that you're living in. And maybe you have a basement or so in your property that you could rent out. But if you're going to buy a second property, let that property be in your country. Let that property be in your country. Because today or tomorrow, you go to sell that property, you have tax. You have the tax man to pay. And the tax man don't take small portion. The tax man take a good portion of that property value. They take a good percentage after you have worked and paid for that property, not them. So all these things to take into consideration. When you move into a foreign country, what is your plan? Why are you going there? Why are you going there? Are you ready to make these sacrifices? Are you ready to live with somebody else? Are you ready to share toilet and bath? Think about these things before you leave. Think twice. Think twice. Sometimes you come in these places and remember, sometimes you come in these places. If you get sacked or if anything should happen, Who are you going to call? If you're on your own and you don't have family in these places, think about it. Who are you going to call? Who is going to be there for you? These are things to consider before leaving your country or before leaving wherever you are and going to another country when you reach a certain age in life. Me, at the moment, I'm in my 50s. And I made the move to come to Canada from the UK. And I'm not going to say that I regret it, but I don't think I had thought about it well before making the move. Because sometimes grass is not greener on the other side as you think. Hear what I'm saying? Sometimes the grass is not greener on the other side than you think. Sometimes you're better off wherever you is than leaving your country and coming to another man's country. So when you're making sacrifices, know your why. Know the reason why you're making these sacrifices. Know why you want to do that. Don't just ups and do things blindly. You understand? There is so much things to educate yourself about before leaving your country. There's so much to look into. And if you follow social media, you would think that the foreign streets is paved with gold and diamonds. And my darling, that's not the case. People are foreign struggle. Yeah, I tell you. People in them foreign country here, people in these foreign countries, they struggle. And some of us foreigners, we struggle. Struggle. Yes. Nobody wouldn't come on social media and say these things. If you're in the Caribbean, you could go to your neighbor, you could get a hana banana here, you could get a few kalalu bush, you can get dashin, you might get plantains, you might get... You think you could do that in a foreign country? You think you can do that in a foreign country? No, you cannot. You cannot even get water for free. Far less a pot to put on your fire. So when you're moving, think about these things. These are things that we need to be thinking about. Yes, we may say our countries is harder than these places. We don't have the cold weather. We don't have the 3 different or 4 different weather temperatures to deal with. We don't have it. So when you look at it overall, looking at it overall in an overall package, our economy may not be as good as these places, but we have a better standard of life. We have a better standard of life. In them places here, when you reach a certain age, you're paying up, your body paying up because of the cold and because of the different temperature. Right? When I sit down now and I look at some of these people that is in long-term care, there's teachers, there's doctors, there's lawyers, there's police officers, there's engineers, there's pilots. Where are they? Where are they right now? They are in long-term care in a one room. Some of them see their family, some of them don't. Some of them see their family, some of them don't. What are they doing there? They have got no freedom. They are literally locked away. They cannot go as they want. They cannot come as they want. Some of them, if their family don't come and take them out, they cannot leave. Is that the life that you want? Is that the life you want to be living when you reach that age? No. No. From my own experience in my country, when you reach a certain age, you either live with one of your family members and somebody is there to take care of you. Right? This country, that is not the case. That is not the case. Everybody has got their own life to live, and people are so busy because they've got their own life to live. They've got their family and their children. Hence, they cannot take you in as their parent. They cannot take you in as their parent because you become a burden to them. So hence, they put you in a home. And that's where you stay. That's where you stay until your time comes. And God says, it's time to come home. Yes. So when you look at foreign countries, and this is not just Canada, I've experienced this. I have experienced this in the UK. I've seen this in the UK. I have seen this in the UK. I have seen my husband's mother, my mother-in-law, in a home which she had no say, and we had no say. I tried my best to keep her in her house. When social services stepped in, my hands were crossed. I could not do anything. I could not do anything. You know what they said to me? That if anything's to happen to her, my registration is on the line. I cannot keep her in the house. Yes. So when you look at these places, my dear, sometimes you're better off. You are better off in your own country. Because although when you reach a certain age in your own country, sometimes you're still outside, you have things to do, you have garden to plant, you have activities, you have things to stimulate your mind, you have things to stimulate your brain. Sitting in these places, you've got nothing to stimulate you. Because from it get cold, you inside of your house, you're cold, depressed, and stressed. That alone brings on dementia. Just sitting in a house by yourself, on your own, as an elderly person, is enough for you to develop dementia. Yes, it's enough for you to develop dementia. Whereas if you're in the Caribbean or Africa or wherever you come from, hot country, tropical, you've got so much outdoor activities without restriction. Right? The important thing is making sure you have a safe environment and you have family around you. That's the important thing. And once you have a close bond with your family or your relatives and your children, you're better off than being in these places. You are better off than being in these places. And these are the things that people don't talk about. These are the things that people don't say. These are the things that people don't see. People think that living in a foreign country is it. It is not. It is not it. It is not it. It's better you come on a holiday and you go back. It's better you travel, go on holidays to these places. But again, if you have a good job, let these places be your holiday destination, not your permanent residence. Let these places be your holiday destination, not your permanent residence. Because in the long run, it's not beneficial to you in any way. In any way. Same bills that you're running away from home, you're coming here to pay more bills. And as I say again, and I'm going to repeat it, this is not for the people or the person that is not able to get a job in their country, that do not have the qualification, that is still young and able to develop themselves in an outside country. This is not for you. This is not for you. This is for the people that is already established. Yes, have a good job, already got a foundation. Do not run and leave it. Do not run and leave that foundation. Build on that foundation and stay where you are. Foreign don't worth it these days. It don't worth it. And as you can see, all the restrictions that they're bringing in, it's against us foreigners because some people come and they spoil the system. So I say this to say, sometimes the things that we have in our country, we need to keep it. We need to cherish it. Yes. And only leave to a foreign country if you have a solid reason as to why you must leave and go to that foreign country. If you don't have a solid reason as to why you're leaving your country to go to that foreign country, stay in your country. You are better off. Stay in your country. You are better off in your country. Some of us will not even make it out of a foreign country. Because the thing is that, some of us come to this foreign country, and we struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle. And sometimes what we come here for, sometimes we leave or sometimes we die and we don't even get it. Because these places is not easy. It's very expensive. These places is very expensive. It's not as sweet as some people make it sound. It's not as sweet. Not anymore. Maybe one time, but not now. Everything is expensive. $1 is $1 wherever you go. So if you leave your country and you was able to pay your bills and live comfortable, and you think that leaving that and going to a foreign country, it will make it easier for you? No. You will start over from scratch. Right? And remember, $1 will still remain $1 in that country that you've left your country to go to. And you've got more bills to pay. You do not have the opportunity of saying, I have a banana planted here, I have 2 dashing leaf, I have some callaloo bush there, I have mango in my backyard, I have breadfruit in my backyard, I have fish I could go and fish, I could raise 2 chicken in my yard. You don't have that here. You don't have that opportunity in a foreign man land. That opportunity is not there. You have to buy everything down to water. You can't get nothing free. In a foreign man land, nothing is free. You work for it and you pay for it. So which one is better? Do the weighing. Weigh it up. Balance it well. Which one is better? Which one is better for an established person? Weigh it up and balance it well. Which is better? Where is it better? Balance it well and see for yourself if you're not better off in your own country. Balance it well and see if you're not better off in your own country, rather than running away from what you have got in your hands already to go to a foreign man land and look for it all over again. Don't worth it. It don't worth it. Okay? However, if you're a youth, coming out, you don't have anything, you've got no responsibility, you don't have a family, jump on the boat, jump on the plane, jump on anything you could get and head for foreign. Because you know why? It will be very easy for you as a single individual to adapt. It will be very easy for you to adapt. Because you know why? You don't have a family to think about. So you could start a foundation, build yourself, get your family. But I'll tell you one thing. When you reach a certain age, head back for your country. head back for your country, wherever you come from. Because you know why? When you reach a certain age in life, if you don't have a supportive family, you'll end up in a nursing home. You will end up in a home. You'll end up in a home surrounded by strangers, people that you don't know, and having strangers looking after you. Strangers. Yes. Strangers. You will be crying to see your family. It's sad sometimes when the day comes to see some of the residents, how they cry, how they're confused and disorientated, and they cannot see the familiar faces that they have been wrong or that they have been wrong when they were living their lives. It's sad. Very, very sad. But life is what it is. So I would say, if you have a good life, wherever you are, stay there. Don't leave. It don't worth it. Foreign children is not the same as Caribbean children or African children. Yes, they will throw you in a home. Quick, 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 quick. They will put you in a home as quick as the lightning flash. And sometimes when we take our kids at a young age and we carry them in the foreign man and land, they develop the same attitude as to when you reach a certain age, they don't have time with you. They've got their own life to live. They develop that culture because that's what they're used to. That's what they know. So they develop that culture and they put you in a home because that's the norm. That's what they're used to. Okay? All right? So I would say, think and think wisely. Think and think wisely before you make your move to a foreign man land. Know your why. Yes. Have a good day now. I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you guys. God bless. And remember, I am organic, authentic, and unpredictable. You don't know what I'm coming with next.